What's up? I'm TGLTN from Team Sonics, and I just finished PGS2. We won, and I'm excited to be in Korea now for Nations Cup. Because Team Australia, last year, it was hard for us to scrim and practice because they would all have to wake up at 9 AM to play the American scrims on really high ping. So I figured if I came to Korea early, we could have better practice, and then also I don't have to fly as far in the next 2 weeks. I actually reached out to Cheese from Dano at first, and I was like, hey, I really need help here. This would be a really nice thing to do. Is there any way you could help me find a place to stay and a place to play from? And he was like, yeah, I'll reach out to the people X, Y, and Z. And GNL just happened to be so generous and get back to me and let me use their facility, and I'm very grateful for that. I like beef bulgogi beef. It's just my favorite. Well, every time I go to the barbecue, I get that. I have a lot of friends, but no one that's close. Doesn't have to be very close. I really like all the Danawa boys, especially Seoul. My team, Gunnar and Seoul, they have a lot of banter, so we talked a bit. It's good fun. No, it's real. When I was growing up, I never liked having curly hair, so I'd always make it all wet in the morning and then put a hat on. And then after an hour when it's dry, I'd take the hat off and it would be shoo. Yeah, I started embracing it more recently and just letting it be natural. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen it on the, I think it's the PKL YouTube. There's a YouTube channel that's Korean. It's a PUBG official one that posts all these highlights from PGS2, and they have really funny thumbnails like that. They make me smile. I'm kind of the mortar guy at the moment. Actually, I didn't get into it at first. I used to play a game called Arma 3, and I was really obsessed with that. It was like a military simulator game. So I was the youngest guy on it. I would have been 17 at the time, and I'd play with all these dads who were 35 plus that were very serious about the game. But there was one other young guy that I used to play with, and then he started playing PUBG and he told me to come and play with him. And he was a really competitive person, so then one day he was like, let's sign up for this tournament. And then we signed up for the tournament and we played. We qualified in the last spot. Then after that, a different team messaged me and they're like, hey, you actually played pretty good. Do you want to come play for us? And I was like, okay. So that's how it started. Usually, I have a routine. Obviously, I live stream most of it. I play Aim Lab in the morning, which is to warm up. And then I'll play 2 to 3 games of TDM or training mode. And then I'll just play pubs all day, every day, multiple hours. I think it's the best way to train. I try to do everything the same. If it's the game day or a normal day, I don't want to do anything differently. I will say in the last day of PGS2, I was just slamming coffees. I think I had 6 coffees or something, but that's because I was you know what, tomorrow doesn't matter if I have a headache, I don't feel good right now. But yeah, most days for me, like in Saudi, I would wake up, I'd go to the gym. Well, I'd eat breakfast first, and Barney Banks, the caster, would be there at breakfast every morning. So I had breakfast with him, and then I'd go to the gym, and then I'd swim for like 20 minutes, just get some sunlight, and then it was time to hop on the bus. I like solo squads because I can play at my own pace. So like if I play for 2 hours, I don't end up spending like 30 minutes of that time just spectating my teammates. And I feel like I get the most out of it. Also, I can interact with my Twitch chat a lot. I think I make a lot more money when I play solo squads because I can be more interactive. Well, I always knew the ruler was like a possibility. I always knew you could make it. You could do it with anything. Like you could do it with the F keys on the keyboard if you held that up to your screen. Like I knew it was possible, but my friend Elisa, she's a streamer, she had one of her viewers make an actual ruler for her, like when the mortars first came out. So she's had it for months. Basically, as soon as I heard mortars were coming to comp, I messaged her and I said like, hey, could I get the ruler? So she sent it to me and then I printed out a bunch of them. So credits to Elisa, she did come up with the ruler. Well, she sent it to me. I don't actually know the person that made the ruler, but it's hard because I play on stretch res. So when I open my map, the map squares aren't square, they're rectangle. So the ruler wasn't like perfectly accurate. So I wanted to get like an oval shaped ruler that I could just hold over my screen, but they banned it, so it's not worth it anymore. Only after, yeah. I never played with the mortar before. I never played with the Panzerfaust either. I would never pick it up just because I was like, I thought it was immoral. I didn't like the idea of using it, so I'd never pick it up. And then, it's funny how the Panzerfaust is such an easy thing. It's like shotguns. None of the players chose to practice it. And then all these people just blundered with the Panzerfaust in the actual games. Like, I mean, for example, I remember like 17 was getting crashed and then one of the 17 players had a Panzerfaust and he peeks a window. And then like, if he'd played with it a lot in pubs, he would know to peek wide, but he shot it into the wall and blew himself up. And it's like, I did that as well. I've done that like, I did that like 4 or 5 times playing pubs over the course of the event, and I was just like, fuck. That's a hard one. But there's players that I respect for their skill, and there's players that I respect for just the vibes and the energy that they bring. So like, if it comes to skill, I'm a big fan of Inonix specifically. Like I think he doesn't lose clutch situations, so like I always enjoy watching him. But in terms of just like vibes and energy, one of my favorite players is Duck Hughes from TE. I mean, they were like just fragging everyone this event. They had so much confidence, it was crazy. And they're always smiling. As a team, they were always happy. I remember walking up to Duck Hughes between some of the games one day and I was like, you're always smiling, man. Even after they had a couple bad games. And he just said to me, I'm just happy to be alive, man. And I was like, all right, this guy's a legend. So I gave him my jersey after the games and he gave me his. I don't see myself as like the world's best player. I don't like that at all. Like, I think if anyone does choose to see themselves as like the best player or something, that they'll probably stop getting better. So I see the GNL players as equals. I see pretty much all the pro players as equals in terms of individual skill. Like I have a lot of respect for the competitors across the board. I haven't really thought about goals yet. I'm just excited to play. The team's like, we only just started playing together a couple days ago, so we're still building chemistry. It's difficult to come from the Sonics in like winning form to then playing with like a different set of boys, just because there's so much chemistry with my team that when I start playing with other people, there's things that I'm expecting them to be doing, but they're not doing it, or like vice versa. Not to say it's like good or bad, there's just like, there's things that my teammates will do that I don't even think about. So it's difficult to adjust to that. But if we can adjust to that well, I think we can be top 5. I think Bubsungi from GP, he played pretty well. I didn't really expect a GP to be a great team when they showed up, just because I didn't know any of them. It was all of their first LANs, but I think they played really well given it was their first LAN. Also Minuta, because he was just bombing everyone with the mortar. I don't know. I think he had like the most mortar kills of the tournament. He couldn't miss. Fuck. They look different with the makeup and the. Well, number 1 is Stella.
Yeah.
Number 2 is the second youngest. Number 3 is the third youngest. Wait, so number 3 is Leaf.
B? Yeah.
Number 4 is NN, Hansia. He looks completely different in that photo. Wait, how old is he there?
지금 제일 헷갈려요 저거.
Most recent? What?
왜냐면 그리고 저게 프로필 촬영 때가 아니고 저희가 찍은 거라서.
I know the 3. I know these 3, but I forget his name.
His name? Roy.
Loy?
R-Y. Roy.
Oh, Roy. Yeah. No, actually, I knew that. I forgot his game name. But I know their faces. Yeah, I do. I really want to play with Stella. Stella makes me laugh. I don't know, it's something about Stella, his voice and his face, he just makes me laugh a lot. He's a funny guy.
You want to go outside?
Look at the camera. Thank you so much guys for watching and supporting GNL and also me. I just want to give a huge shout out to them for supporting me and helping me through my trip here. And I hope to see you guys at PNC at the venue. And, 사랑해.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right,
so
thank
much.
you. Easy.